Hi, and welcome to another SecretEntourage.com video. Today we have the pleasure of talking to Joshua Davidson, the gentleman who he's the CEO and founder of ChopDawg.com, and he was able to start ChopDawg with a few dollars in his pocket, just enough to buy a domain name, and today he's grossed at well over $400,000 in sales revenue. Now, however, Joshua has a very interesting story where he has more than just one company, and his main company, ChopDawg, does something quite interesting for new entrepreneurs and new ventures out there. So welcome to the show, Joshua. We appreciate you being on.
Yeah, thank you.
And so this is really interesting. So tell us a little bit about this. You started with $0 and you dropped out of college, right?
Mm-hmm. So I actually started when I was in high school. So we're approaching 5 years. So at the time, actually, I didn't even realize I wanted to be an entrepreneur or start a business. So I grew up in like the Jersey Shore, not like how you picture the show, but like the boardwalks, things like that. It's a terrible reference, I know. But when I was in high school, which is only a few years ago now, it was like during the peak of the job recession. And for most kids my age, most go that terrible route, including myself at the time, where you go get a boardwalk job in the hot sun, deal with tourists who just hate everything. They're hot, they're miserable, and it's the worst job in the world. I can describe it and just the agony of it. But it's kind of that common, predictable route that you take. Well, when I was in high school, those jobs weren't even available because most individuals who've been laid off in the casino industries in Atlantic City, things like that, needed anything to just keep, a roof over their head, feed their kids, whatever the case may be. So it really left me limitless, where I couldn't get a real job anymore. The only option I had is either cry myself to sleep at night as a kid with no money or do something for myself. So basically at the time, I've known website design for a while. I had no social life as a kid, so I resorted to being on the computer all the time. So I was able to learn how to design and develop, and I always loved it. And there's a lot of small businesses in my area. So one of the things I set out to do, and set back, I was 16 years old at the time especially, is I decided I'm going to go and offer small business website design to people. And again, no ambition to do a business, just make some side cash, see what happens. And it really started off, I remember, I went on Google Maps, and I grew up in a town called Acre Township in New Jersey. So when going up in Acre Township, you can type in, especially back then, just type in the word business. It'll list you every single business in that town, that area. So I remember it had like 122 results. So I wrote down every result, printed them out, and one by one. And this is the middle of summer, so I couldn't drive yet. I was too young, that sort of thing. So just imagine a 16-year-old kid, doesn't own a laptop yet, even a desktop. So I'm just walking business to business, sweating, 14-hour days trying to find someone to say yes. And actually, it's a funny story. I set a goal by September 1st. It was 1 month that I was going to get someone to say yes to me. And if no one's going to say yes, then I guess it's not meant to be, go back to school, whatever. And on the last day, there's 2 businesses left. The second to last business I talked to actually said yes. Actually took me seriously, talked to me. And not just that, they introduced me to the last business I had because he knew the owner, got him to say yes. So my last day, both said yes, which is awesome. I mean, how cool is that, a 16-year-old? You actually just made a sale on your own. But one of the things which happened was it kind of took off from there. I didn't realize at the time I had a very naive approach to what I was doing. So me actually working with people and doing realistic pricing, because I had no legitimacy at the time besides just what I knew, it actually worked in my favor. And one of the things which happened quickly is the word got out there about me in my area, started getting leads. And the next thing I know, I actually had a story published for me in a big newspaper in South Jersey called the Press of Atlantic City. And it was this awesome opportunity for me. And I just remember I was in school at this point, so it's been a couple months later since I started doing this. And I still haven't opened my eyes yet to what this actually could lie to me. I just started realizing, wow, this is awesome, to do my own thing. I remember sitting in my email the next morning and watching lead after lead after lead after lead and just sitting there like, what do I do right now? What do I do with my hands, right? Like, don't know what to do, how to react. And that was the first time I think I ever actually saw like an opportunity in front of me. I'm like, you can do 2 things right now. You can just take a few and just keep a course, or you can actually like make a business out of this. There's an opportunity here, a demand there. You got to get a team and take advantage of this. And at 16, about to turn 17, I went out and tried hiring and finding people. And again, no experience before. I had no real mentors at the time. Just used Google and basically hustled my way into finding individuals who could help. And it kind of grew up from there. So I never look at this stage as so much the same ChopDawg as it is today. but it was the best learning experience I ever had, and what got me to where I eventually took Chop Dawg where it is now. But just a little background on it.
So for those people that are watching this that don't necessarily know specifically what Chop Dawg does, can you give us a brief overview of what it does and how it works?
So totally. We're not a freelance website design company anymore. We do offer website design. What we do is we're kind of like a hybrid between incubator meets development firms. So we help individuals who have these amazing ideas, these absolutely incredible stuff that they're passionate about, make their ideas become reality. Mobile app ideas, web app ideas, helping building technology-based businesses. And what happens is, there's two alternatives for most people. You can go to an incubator, you can go to a development firm, right? So the incubator model is great and we love it, except you have to be technical. And for every technical person, there's 10 people who are non-technical. And it's also harder in most cases to get into MIT than it is to get into some of the best incubators there is. So that's not an option for most people. Good development firms. You can go in the United States. Most are over the top expensive. Scares people. They don't have their idea happen. Or they'll go overseas, right? So like something like an Indian firm, whatever. And maybe they'll get something that's very cheap, but they'll get a cheap product back that looks like crap. Or maybe they just get scammed out of their money. So there's this gap in this market, and we realized, what if we can offer the pros that incubators offer, right? Where we can be transparent with them, work with them, give them a team, entire resources, everything they need to get all aspects of their business started. The legal end, the product end, the brand end, the image end. And what if we can do in a way where it's actually on the side of an entrepreneur, where they don't have to give up equity, where they don't have to get into a joint venture, where it's simply just compensation-based in the development model. And we got into this angle about 2 years ago now, since we started this, and it's been dramatic. I mean, if you look where we are right now, as of today, we've already matched all of last year's profits. We've grown dramatically, and fortunately, people on like Twitter, for example, we have this amazing following on Twitter of entrepreneurs and startups and individuals who are passionate, who have been so supportive of what we're doing, and it's really got this point where it's almost become a movement, right? We're actually helping people accomplish their actual dreams and make this become something of a reality for them, and able to actually be transparent with them, tell them about what they're doing right, what they're focusing on that's wrong, and actually get them ready and build a business for them.
So let's go back for a second. So you're helping them build a business,
but
this is technically your first business. So how are you doing that?
I have a lot more talented people outside of me that are geniuses. I'm probably the dumbest guy in my own company, to be honest with you. We have this huge team, and we have individuals who have been a part of Homeland Security, who sent satellites into space with Lockheed Martin, who helped develop brands for things like Stack Overflow. I have this incredible team who have the experience needed, so they plug in that skill set for individuals and help give them the expertise needed. And as well, the things they know are just so amazing. It's really a humbling experience to be surrounded by them.
So let's talk about these people. You're 17 years old. You're going out there trying to find people at the beginning, trying to join your cause. You're not making that much revenue at the beginning. So how do you convince someone who puts a satellite into space to join a 17-year-old in a venture?
So it doesn't happen overnight, right? So I don't want to create the illusion 17-year-old me is doing the same things that 20-year-old me does. And I'm more than confident 25-year-old me one day will be doing the same thing. But what happened was, as we've grown, we actually understood what our goal was, our mission, where I think there's two things that happen, right? One of which is we offer this amazing opportunity for individuals where for the first time they can work on their own timetables as long as they're accomplishing deadlines, but can work anywhere in the world and actually make a difference by helping people who want to build products that are going to impact millions of people's lives and make a difference, things that we want to use. So that attracts a lot of people. I think that mixed in with just finding the right people at the right time, I think good talent can attract more good talent, right? A-plus players attract more A-plus players. And I was able early on, and I wasn't even realizing it, that I was able to make my first few hires were so key that these same people are still here with me today, where they were passionate about what I wanted to take this and where I wanted to go with it. And I think when you have a group of people who share the same ideas, the same mindset, the same goals, you're going to attract more people who have that same mindset, the same goals. So it was able, just using that kind of mythology behind it and that praxis, able to grow to where we are.
So how do you pay them? I mean, how do you go after someone who who's making already six figures and who's very talented, and how do you pay him in a startup phase? Like, do you give him ownership of your company?
No. So it's actually, so we treat it almost like per project basis, right? So, you know, if we're bringing in the projects, that's how we're going to be able to compensate them. So a lot of people come in with understanding, especially initially.